Hi YouTube, what I want to talk about is Why Did I Get Married To, starring Janet Jackson, Tyler Perry, and Jill Scott. I think that I saw the movie on the first day because it's always important to give for that first weekend and at the top spot. It grossed $30 million in the first 3 days. In terms of like the success of it versus the last one opened around 20 million. This one opened around 30 million. So pretty much everybody made their money back plus more. On this second film as well. I think it's going to be a bigger box office take because of the actual the state of marriage period. You got Tiger Woods, the situation with him. You got Sandra Bullock, the situation with what's going on with them. And then you have people that still ask that question, why did I get married? Now, in terms of just the actual movie, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a real good movie as far as it had the audience talking back. I heard people yelling back at the movie, the screen. And I don't know if that was Tyler's intention in the writing, but it showed cause a stir in the theater, the one I was in. Now, in terms of the good, the bad, there's good and bad in every movie, but this movie had, I'll talk about the bad first, and then the storylines that I've gotten comments about, just people just talking about it, is that the storylines were not fully realized with the other characters outside of Patricia and Gavin, played by Malik Yoba and Janet Jackson. Now, I love Janet Jackson in terms of just the weight of this movie and the issues that it dealt with. I think it was probably a B in terms of just dealing with certain issues in marriage that were truthful and honest. There were a lot of, in the beginning, slow moments. It sounds like it was improv a lot of the time, especially the beginning. As far as the characters, I love Tasha Smith, who played Angela, and Marcus, played by Michael Jai White. He was very annoyed, which is a lot of people's sentiment when anybody kind of nags and pesters them, whether you married or not. And I felt that. I felt it was funny because it was like he can react to certain things and just put his head down, be like, I can't believe this. I can't believe she's doing this, or again. And she just kept on nagging, but she loved him at the same time. So it was like, you know, he's there for the abuse and she's there to abuse him, and it's okay. It's like a dysfunctional relationship. But when you think about just the whole movie in general, I enjoyed it as far as seeing black people living good, doing good things, having nice houses, going on vacation. You normally don't see that too much in a film. Usually, you don't. I don't really. Waiting to Exhale and all those movies back in the mid '90s were like that. I'm glad we're still continuing that on. Black people are part of society as well. We go on vacations. We like to dress nice. We like to have nice things. The actual problems with marriages nowadays are, it's universal in this movie, so you don't have to be black or white or Asian or Hispanic to enjoy this type of movie, because it brings up those same kind of questions. But now the good, I love Janet Jackson's performance. Janet Jackson's performance was like the lock of the movie. I mean, it carried most of the weight of the movie, but she had so much raw power and emotion, and she showed so many levels with just the material she worked with, which was Tyler's writing. She killed the performance. I mean, just my favorite scene is not even the scene where she went crazy with the golf clubs. What showed to me her range of acting was she not only went crazy with the golf clubs, but there was another scene, that I want to, well, other than that, she gets into it with her soon-to-be ex-husband, and there's drinking and alcohol involved. That was another great scene. That was another shout fight scene. But the part that got me, that showed me her versatility as an actress was when, they were talking to lawyers about possibly breaking up and getting a divorce. But in her mind, she assessed, and she's perfect, Patricia, her character. She assessed that everything was okay through her eyes. Oh, everything is fine, or she expressed that to the world, whether she was lying or not. And she was like, oh, we're good together, we're happy, we're cool, we'll still be friends, and things like that. And then once they found out it was some other issue involved that pops up, it's almost like she switches gears and becomes selfish and becomes, very me, mine. And the way she looked in the camera at the same time, it was almost like it just changed without her really moving or saying too much else. It all changed with her face. And once the little bombshell was dropped in the little deposition room with the lawyers, it's almost like she turned to a different person, like very kind of like cold and very like selfish. And Malik Yoba, a lot of people not understanding that. I mean, he equally carried his part of the weight of the film. It's almost like he looked at her differently. Now he just like lost respect for her. He didn't respect her no matter how much money she had, how successful her books was. It's like he just lost respect for her for not giving him the simple thing, which was emotion, not giving him love, or not giving him that kind of love that he would expect any woman to have. And, I think like, why did they do that? There were questionable scenes in terms of the impact of the characters in a time frame, which when you see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was certain things that hit you right in the face, and it was like you supposed to dwell on that and supposed to give some kind of attention to it, but they just moved on and kept it pushing, going to the next scene. And I just think that it was a good film overall altogether. Go see Why Did I Get Married To for the second week now, make it #1, because it's not competing with a 4,000 seat theater in certain parts that were like over the top, over dramatic. But you have to understand, let me look at the time. How much time do I got? You have to understand that you have to understand that Tyler Perry actually brings his theater style, his plays, into these movies, and on film they come off as overly dramatic at times. But if you think about it, if you watch his plays are the truth. They're very powerful, they have a lot to say, and the plays have a different feel. Now the films that he does put that over dramatic stuff in, people might look at it as like, oh well, he's not that good of a director yet. But he's actually getting better as a director as it goes along, because a lot of his films to me are rushed, but now sequels. But now you see more of a build up. So go out, support Tyler Perry, go support Why Did I Get Married To, and support Janet Jackson. All that she's been through, she put out this performance, and I wouldn't be surprised if she actually gets an Oscar nomination or a Golden Globe nomination because of the raw emotion of her performance. She has so many scenes where it seemed like it took the movie up a notch in terms of just the quality. Even if the storyline failed in some places, Janet Jackson played her part so well that it almost made it seem like it was a different league of a movie than it really was. So go out, support that. And I also launched a new website called DarrellEntertainment.com, and go there, check out my new movie starring me as well as other people. Called Downgrade. I'm co-directing it. I wrote it. And go check out the website. Go look and fill the website. Go to Calativity.com as well. That's our other website. Now, these are production companies, entertainment companies, but they both go hand in hand. So Darrell Entertainment goes hand in hand with CalativityEnt.com, and I have the links posted up on the side. My blog is funnyinink.com, and just go out and support, and I'll give you more updates on that when they come along, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.